Today's episode is brought to you by our amazing sponsors at Barista. The reason I sound like this is because they got massages at our stand at Mice, and so I'm getting a massage while recording this message for you. They're the best sponsor of the pod that we could have had. They have the best eco products. This probably sounds really pornographic, but it's not. I'm just getting a massage. They have the best eco-friendly coffee products. They got coffee bags that you can design yourself. They got cups. They got iced coffee cups. They got everything you need. So make sure to support them because they support us. Head to ecobarista.com.au and get 15% off your first purchase when you sign up. Oh, mama, that's good.
What an absolute bloody legend. Oh, that was amazing. That was a great bloody pod. Welcome back to Coffee Break. Liam, take us in.
Welcome back to Coffee Break. We are fresh out of the Andy Cooks episode. What a legend. What a human. It was also a pleasure to hear you guys just flowing. Absolutely flowing.
Oh, mate, we have to bring up something right away. Listen to that voice. What is happening? It's so low and bad. Who cares about Andy Cooks?
Yeah, it's the morning growl. You know, the morning tones.
Are you Liam's evil, sexy twin brother?
Coming this summer.
Oh my God! Here, well, give us the. We're gonna have to do a pre-roll for Andy Cooks. Give us the cinema intro. Give us the movie voice intro.
Coming this summer, one man takes over YouTube one recipe at a time. A man teaches you how to make coffee, and another man teaches you every business and every trend coming to life.
Why? He did so well, and then he just got to I thought you were just going to say, and a man who teaches you how to shave your head.
Yeah,
I would have just gone in with the 17 million subscribers. Can't be wrong.
Yeah, there you go.
It's good. Yeah, look, sorry.
That was a great podcast. That was super insightful. I mean, I'll be interested to hear what you guys listening thinks. Obviously, that one went a little bit off the beaten path of talking about coffee, but I thought it was super insightful. And I think you can get a lot of information from that, whether you're a small business, a young creator wanting to start up. I thought it could be super, and it's just interesting regardless.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're a chef or a barista. Really, the same methodology applies across the board. Like what he was saying wasn't specific to cooking at all. He was so humble. He even said, I just do standard stir. And I was just like, dude, that is so reductive. And I was going to pull him up and just be like, man, chill out. You're really good at what you do.
Stand and stir is so good.
It's so harsh sometimes.
I'm going to stand and extract, stand and tamp.
It's that perfect blend though, someone who's, he loves what he does and there is a simplicity to it. There's a simplicity to his approach, but at the same time, he is conscious of how particular he is. I was really surprised that he's the one that handles all the back end stuff. Like that's the stuff that usually in any other business format, you would like get rid of that, delegate that stuff as soon as possible.
Executive chef, man, when he's on the part, he's walking over to every single person on thing going, no, this way, no, that way, no, this way, clean that section, move this around here. So from being a chef like that, you can imagine that you'd become the ultimate micromanager because when you're an executive chef and you have to plate perfection every single time, the buck stops with you. So you have to take that accountability. And that's probably why it's been so successful. And the normal person would probably burn out, wouldn't be able to handle it. But for someone like him, like his brain moves. He's like, and then when everyone finishes at 5, he's not saying my staff work longer. He's saying I then work from 5 to 9 about planning, working out the next thing, what the next approach is. So you can see that executive chef mentality moved over into his content strategy.
It was also beautiful the way you spoke about Caitlin, his partner, and how much of an impact she has in the business and what sort of relationship and partnership they have. And, setting those life goals and talking about 10 years at a time. You will keep going harder for another 10 years, go to 50. It's so sweet to be able to think like that. Like even how many of your closest friends would you be like, hey, what are we doing in 10 years time? Like you might talk about a party or a 40th or something, but these guys, it's amazing. And my partner and I, we often do 5-year plans. So he's one up me there.
Yeah. Take that 10 years, sucker.
Oh, good God. I hope I'm still alive in 10 years.
You will be. One Gronster will help that, preserve from the inside out,
Gronster a day, you reckon?
Yeah, that's it.
Well, you can't just bring up the Gronster and go past it. People don't know what that is. Come on.
I'm so sorry for the listeners.
St. Paddy's Day coming up, right? Is that why we're talking about it?
Oh, it was just St. Paddy's Day.
Oh, right. It just passed. Oh, my God. This is me just being completely oblivious to when we post. We're posting this after St. Paddy's Day.
We had a great night.
Yeah.
Luck of the Irish was bestowed upon us.
Yeah.
Grindster is an incredible drink that was trending, and me and Sonam did some live drinks, and trialed a few of the
what is
different
it? You
combos.
just- what is
Okay,
it?
so it's a 50% green Monster in a pint glass, topped up with Guinness.
Oh, Monster Energy drink.
Monster Energy drink. hence
Monster
the
Energy
Grindster.
drink and Guinness.
And may I just say, textual pleasure.
Oh,
That's
piacere meterico.
It was amazing. That was great going down. And I both felt buzzed and up and about.
The perfect balance. Just to bring it back to that point, I think, Andy Cooks and his partner have it down, but I think you guys also set that standard. I think you come in row with the same energy. It's like you're here before everyone, here after everyone. And like you said, like we're chatting, like both of you, it's like when we it's not 9 to 5. Yeah.
And Sonam's got kids, so he's in at the normal times and leaving, but then messaging me at 10 o'clock at night.
I usually clock back on at 9.
Yeah, once the kids are down, everything's cleaned up, then you're like, oh, now I can actually do some work.
I always find it funny when you hear people talking about, my brain power is best at this hour. It's like 7 to 9 or whatever. And you're like, dude, I'm so deep in the weeds at that hour.
Oh, but you know what I have to do now? I was always coming in at like 8 o'clock, and when it's really busy, a bit early, but now all these other staff members are coming in at 8 so they can like finish at 4, and they're interrupting my power time. So now I'm coming in at 7 to try to get in the extra time.
I do feel bad.
Kidding. I'm just kidding.
I come in and no. It's true though. You're in your flow state. I'm like, do I even say good morning in the morning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just look, so a little bit of a different sort of spin on today. I'm going to interview Rowan ever so slightly.
Hello.
I've just made this executive decision with Rowan prior to this episode. But there was a lot of parallels to what happened with Andy and his journey and what happened with the Golden Brown journey. We started at a very similar time. I remember Rowan and I both looking at the Andy channel going, oh, wow, this guy's killing it. Stand and Stir comment was working really Stand and Stir content working really well for him. The Hey Babe series obviously kicked off. We through Golden Brown did a lot of different series. We did the What Your Coffee Says About You. Remember that one? That was hilarious. Oh, geez, did it ever. But we after Barista Basics. But then we kind of forked. We turned into a fully fledged media channel a media network where we produce a lot of content for a lot of other brands. We also have multiple channels. We've also got this podcast. So effectively, it spread us both quite thin across everything, but enough so that we can still be involved in it. And that's why I'm sitting in the chair. But what has happened is like you can now see by someone who's committed all to their own content what happened when Andy was here and he was telling us about his story and where he's at with his YouTube, 17 million followers. It's insane numbers. So I think what I want to ask Rowan is just about what do you think the main differences are there? And do you get jealous of it at all? And do you think maybe I should have followed more of that YouTube path?
Yeah, look, I think we're so deep in it and so busy that sometimes you don't get the time to actually think about it and do that. But talking to him, I do have my moments, and there is that like jealousy of like what Golden Brown could be if like that was the key focus and that was it. When we had our majority of our growth, it's when, like he said, we were posting either every day or at least 5 times a week. We were growing off that. Now, there might be a week where you post once. There might be another week where you post 4 times, whatever. But it's not that same consistent result. We haven't been able to put in the amount of time into the YouTubes that I've wanted to do. But it's kind of inspired me to get that back. I want to get, every machine when it first launches. I want to, dive into the depths of how it works, who it's for, why it's there. And as well, just education as well, just bring as much of that education knowledge, because that's why I got into it. That's why I like doing what we did for Golden Brown. It wasn't even going to be our main business. We just started making videos and they just took off so much. And I just loved that idea of helping people. Like sometimes we'll make a viral video that's like a recipe or something. And I'm like, cool, it got, 5 million views. But I get so much more joy out of a video that gets 100,000 views and it's helping people and you're getting messages going, I've had this machine for 3 years and after your advice, I've made the best coffee that I've ever made on it. Or like those are the things that kind of drive me of like educating and helping that home barista just hone and craft their skill. So yeah, to answer your question, I definitely think there's a little bit of jealousy in like what could golden brown, kind of be on that scale. But also I love what we're doing too.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty special. If we were at like any other business podcast, they'd be like, what the hell are you doing? You should only be chasing one rabbit. We're not chasing one rabbit. We're chasing the whole population of rabbits in Australia.
Which is great because they're overpopulated. They're
poisoning them. We're getting rid of them.
They've got myxomatosis.
Oh, far out.
How good's does anyone remember the older ABC shows? Remember like the Ferals?
Oh,
the Ferals have gone underground. Look what they have found. It's an old
Radis the rat, McDigliana the cat.
Yeah, and the rabbit on the show is called Mixie for myxomatosis for the rabbit like disease.
Oh my
we
God.
had some weird. We grew up with weird kids shows.
It was good. It's probably the reason why you're so creative.
Yes, because of
It definitely helped.
the Ferals.
The Ferals, yes.
There you go.
I do remember
Producer
that.
Liam's just looked it up.
Oh my, that's scratching the itch. Wow.
Just going back to Andy and like his journey and everything that he went through and all those steps, and I think you highlighted it quite well in a conversation where you were talking about how he's plussed up his production, he's plussed up his storytelling, he keeps evolving as a creator and as a human. Do you think we've kind of stagnated a little bit like that because we haven't been able to go all in like he has?
Yeah, I don't. I think that the creative power to like go like to be thinking about how to evolve and to build something new is a lot of work and a lot of time. Whereas like we know what kind of has worked and what continues to work, and so you stick that. It's just the education game on that. But I just don't think we have the manpower or time to like.
To take it to that next level.
In a different direction, or like what is that thing? He's doing like Back of House now where he does a whole YouTube channel about just the behind the scenes pretty much of everything.
Yeah, and it was kind of crazy how humble he was about the whole situation, about his celebrity friends and, where he's gone. And, even he had to have those realization moments where he's like, oh, that's right. This is really special what I'm doing. I'm pretty lucky to be doing it.
Yeah.
So I think how lucky we are that he even came in here, really. Like,
oh, he's so genuine, and that's why what I was trying to say. Like everyone, I don't know anyone that's like, oh, I hate that Andy Cooks guy. Like I think everyone loves him. You cheer for him, and he's lovely. Like Golden Brown, he followed us on every platform like straight away. We've been chatting back and forth, via those platforms here and there over the last few years. So he has that. We have a cooking channel that with only a couple thousand followers when we first started, he was following this podcast. As soon as I posted across GB that we're doing that, he followed that podcast. So he supports and wants to support the people around him that are doing a kind of thing. And he was speaking about it off the pod, where he's like, I don't get like, sure, healthy competition in terms of like wanting to better yourself. But he's like, I don't understand like beefs or not liking another creator. He's like, there's billions of people in the world. Like you don't need to compete against the other food creator or the other coffee creator. Just make the content that you want to make that feels good, that works. And as he said, is like, if your content doesn't work, it's not because of Joe Blow down the road doing their content. It's not about someone else who's doing a similar thing to you. It's because your content isn't good enough yet. And you need to look inside and figure out rather than looking outwards, look inwards and be like, how can I make this better? And ask yourself the question, when you make a piece of content, would I share this? Can I picture myself going, boom, hey, Liam, check this out. I know you have this machine. You'll find this helpful? Like ask yourself the question, would you share it? Would you comment on it? And if the answer is no, then no one else is going to either.
No. Yeah. And you're probably the prime audience or the target audience for it. So the other thing that we touched on was how content can apply to both cafes and in our case, baristas. And you made a really good point. Like, stop coming in with the, hey, my name is Chris from this and this and this, and I'm going to show you, done, you're swiped, you're gone.
You have, we did a TikTok conference and I quoted an old stat that I knew that was like, you have 3 seconds to capture an audience's attention on these apps. And the head of TikTok came up and said, no, that number now is 1.8 seconds.
Yeah.
So you have 1.8 seconds before someone is swiping past your content. So you need to start with what is the value for the consumer right away.
Yeah.
And so we were talking about like whether you're a cafe, restaurant. Look, if you don't have anything interesting to say about the food or your cafe or restaurant, there may be a bigger problem there and a reason, if you don't have anything interesting to say about how you craft what you're serving and the great story either behind the products you're buying or the way it's produced or made, there's probably a bigger problem. And if you're doing amazing stuff, then tell that story.
Yeah, it's not hard. I think there's a couple of really good creators. There's guys out in Long Island in the States, Nitro Bar.
Oh, yep, Nitro Bar.
They do a really good job, and that's just like the one person interviewing, doing a couple of things. Like, I'm not saying go out and rip off this content, but what we're trying to do is give you as a listener, maybe you're a cafe owner, maybe you're a barista that helps out with the social side of things. There are people doing it, and they're doing it really well. So you can find these people, and maybe we'll chuck it in the comments later or in the description. We can chuck maybe 5 of our favorite ones that do a good job of it.
Yep, Nitro Bar is great if that's what they're called, but it will be in the description if you need to find it. They do a lot of content that's around culture that then features their products and drinks. So a great way to bring people in with culture and then land it on the drinks. But they went famous for ones for like, I've been backed up for a few days. Give me a drink that will help me poop my pants.
And you need that. You need the viral ones.
Quad shot espresso, blah, blah, blah. But, then you see the process of like the actual, making of the coffee and that. Another good one locally that's been doing really good is what's the pizza pasta restaurant? And they
Caprica.
Caprica.
That's an absolute masterclass. Yeah.
They're really good if you want to kind of follow them from like just a small restaurant making really good content that's engaging, fun, relatable.
Absolutely
really
captures the vibe of Lygon Street. I know it's not on Lygon Street, but that precinct, it captures the nighttime, it captures the food, it tells the story. And then before you know it, you've heard the whole menu.
Yeah.
That one I would even say was a reflection of the late checkout video that came out.
Yep. Absolutely.
So, it's derivative, yes, but you can also turn it into your own thing.
Yeah.
And it's quite successful.
Late checkout, for anyone that's interested in marketing or advertising outside of coffee, is an amazing video in a Wes Anderson-esque style for the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. And it's basically like a 5-minute piece of cinema that is really just going through all the features of the hotels and how great it is. But it's done in a personal way where the maitre d', what would you call them? Kind of takes concierge or that kind of thing, takes just a customer who's arrived and helps them through every step of what they need, whether it be business, taking care of the kids, dining, and it pretty much is just like a walkthrough of the hotel.
Yeah. And the other side of what Andy was saying was about you don't need 10,000 followers as a cafe. If you have 1,000 rusted on people that you're communicating to, they're engaged, they're with you, that's enough. Don't measure yourself in these other metrics that are like, I need to have this many followers, I need this many views. Man, if your DMs are full, if people are like, hey, I'm coming in, can I reserve a table? Or hey, I need to really rush, and you're going beyond what the cafe is and you're actually a community or an integral part of the community, you've nailed it.
Yeah.
Like that's a part that we probably don't talk about enough, but that's what it is essentially. It's a third place. We spoke about it with Tim Williams last time. That's what it services the community as. So your community board can actually be your social media as well. So treat it like that. Like, hey, someone left a hat, someone left some sunglasses. I think a guy who does a really good job is a good close friend of ours, Stefanino Panino. He does a really good job on his socials. It's not blowing up. It's not crazy, but it's probably still got quite a few followers. But the way he interacts with it lets people have a look behind the curtain. Like last night, for instance, he had a staff meeting and he's tagged KFC in it and they're all just sitting around eating KFC. It's amazing. It makes it approachable. It's authentic, yeah. And that's exactly what Andy said. Just you can only be yourself.
And think of creative ways to do it. I mean, this is super old school, but I remember back in the day, there was a super cool cafe that when Twitter was a thing, when Twitter was the social media of choice, they hooked up a device to their oven when they made muffins. And when the bell would ding, it would automatically send out a tweet with a picture of the muffins and say muffins out of the oven.
Genius.
And so, because it would happen at different times. They make them in the morning. They're made fresh every morning. So it does a few jobs there. It tells the customers that it's fresh every day, tells them they're ready, come down and grab them now. They're still probably warm out of the oven.
Oh, yeah.
And it tells them what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a rhubarb and whatever today. Great. That's what I want.
And that's kind of evolved into the day in my lifestyles videos, yeah? That Cherry Goods up in Sydney does the day in my life and everyone just, you're glued. You're like, give me a look. You're like, oh my God, you work so hard. And that value adds to the end consumer's product where it's like, well, you haven't just slapped some avocado on some toast. You've been here since 5 a.m. in the morning working on this thing. That's why it costs so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty impressive.
A day in the life, just to go on that as well, just from like Andy's day in the life, something that stood out for me. Obviously, he's a morning person, does the gym thing, hits it. But going through his like filming structure, I think there was a huge takeaway was that there's dedicated time to talk with his business partner and partner about like how to approach business. Like if there's always a 45-minute debrief. about like where we're heading and finessing and these little things. And he said, you know, further along that, you know, it's not about making those huge changes. It's about those like incremental changes and just committing to putting stuff out and like, you know what I mean? It's
an executive chef doing like exactly how they run a kitchen, like prepping the staff before they come in, the team meeting. I've been in beforehand. Here are all the meals, after service, reviewing how it all went. He's literally just applied an executive chef model to his business here, and it's working well.
I mean, look, I would probably go as far as to say, is at some point in everybody's life, you probably should work in hospitality.
Yeah,
because you learn how fucked the general public is.
Yeah,
you also learn how to actually get some manners, stand up for yourself, and you get to learn how to work as a system and in a team.
Yeah.
And I think it's a valuable life lesson that everybody probably needs to learn, and probably even just get a greater appreciation for what's actually being delivered to you.
Oh my God, I'm so aware of it now. Like going out to restaurants with friends, I find like, unless I'm in control, I find it such a nightmare. Like busy restaurant and like you're walking with the friends and they just start walking over to an empty table. I'm like, what are you doing? You can't just walk over to the table. Like someone's going to come and see us. They're like, oh no, it's fine. Someone else will get it. I'm like, no. And the other day when we were up in Dalesford, when we were in Dalesford, it was great. We did that at a place. We stood in line at the door. Some guy stormed past us, sat at a table. We were like, oh, no. And the host comes over to us, sees us and walks us over to the table. And she goes, excuse me, can you please get up and leave the table? You need to wait in line to get it and kick the guy off the table.
That's good. That's good.
Doing the right thing paid off.
Love that.
Yeah. Felt good.
That's
Felt
amazing.
Good.
For sure.
Well, does that, I think you had some coffee news, Sonam, that you wanted to speak about.
I've always got coffee news.
Oh, he's got some coffee news.
I've got coffee news. I think we might actually be moving coffee news to coffee break.
Oh.
Is that a good idea or a bad idea?
No, I like that. I like that. You know, then we can just like stay focused.
Yeah,
you know?
That's a good idea. Okay, well, so recently, Flair, your favorite manual brewing device,
Oh,
Flair.
yeah, the Flair pull down. We've used that. We've got is it the 50s?
The 52? 56, yeah. Beautiful. They've just recently released their own stovetop milk steaming device.
Oh, I saw this.
Yeah, it looks cool, doesn't it? I want one.
It's kind of like the Otto, but just for steam, where it's like, and good on them doing like a solution that's different, right? We've obviously got
the Dream,
like an automatic steaming device. You've got Subminimal who've done like the NanoFoamer handheld and the Pro, which is like the automatic steaming jug.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know if I've seen a stove-powered one before. So
yeah, that actually works.
Yeah.
I'm really keen to try it. So what it is, Liam, is essentially it's a pressurized kettle, like a pressure cooker, and you boil water, and it's got a release valve on it, and it comes through works exactly like your steam boiler for your espresso machine, but it's heated by your gas or your induction plate. So it means you can actually take it out to the bush. You can go camping with it.
Put it on heat.
You can go rogue with it. And I think it's good because it stays true to the authenticity of that brand.
Yeah.
So they are that manual, do-it-yourself, total control, which I love. Another new product.
Wait, just quickly on that. The funny thing with Flair, I think this is a bit of Andy when I said to him, do you even like cooking anymore? It's like a little bit with making coffee. I will say I haven't used that Flair in probably a year and a half or something. But I've made the best espresso that I've made has been from that Flair.
Agreed.
Making coffee every day, I just don't have the patience. I could imagine if I was like a little home enthusiast that just on the weekends, like that was my like routine. I could imagine loving it. Like, and the coffee with the pressure profile and you pull through that is like next level.
That is the device that validates your home brewing is better than cafe brewing.
Yeah.
100%. Because the thing that comes out of that, or the coffee that comes out of it is amazing.
Yeah. I don't have the patience.
I don't have the patience. Yeah. And I always fuck the first one.
Yeah.
Every single time.
But I think that's what's, so I was going to say like just going off like having a really hot, like quality steam wand or steam device at home, like we're able to get pretty good coffee at home. But now like I think a real big differentiation is milk quality and texturing. That's like what the make or break. Like,
that's 80% of your drink. It makes sense.
Yeah.
And then the next new product is the NCD Pulse that uses distribution and a vertical distribution through an electric current. Not electric current, through electric vibration.
Are you saying distribution meets electrocution?
That was my line.
I stole it.
Hold on. So this is the little device that you put on top of your portafilter that the coffee goes in and it distributes in the basket.
Yeah,
right?
usually it has like a propeller-like formation that you would use to create distribution and flatten the bed. But
so
now,
Nucleus, who made it, right? They were like the first one that started this whole like, or
Yeah.
I feel like were the first
That
one
was
that
them.
started this whole puck prep thing. And it was basically just, you know how you tap your side of your coffee portafilter so the grounds are all even? This was basically just a way that a little wedge that would go in and spin the coffee around so it was kind of not like in a pile in the middle. Then obviously that started a wave where new things came in. You started
Autocomb,
getting the wedges, you started getting the WDT, then it went into like the auto comb and everyone came about this. I'll be really interested. I actually messaged the guys and have got them to send us out one. So we'll be looking at it on YouTube and on our channels and we'll see what we think of it, whether it goes. But it sounds pretty interesting with the idea being it'll distribute the coffee horizontally, but then the pulses, the vibrations will distribute it vertically going down. So they're saying that you don't need any of the WDT. And with all the coffee grounds going everywhere and putting in little, what are they called? Like the sleeve.
acupuncture needles.
No, but like the...
It's like a funnel.
Yeah, like a little funnel
the
and
dosing
like
funnels,
dosing.
yeah.
Like if I can just have it in the puck, put in a one thing, spin it and have it vibrate and I'm done. If it works, that's pretty cool.
I watched the Hugh Kelly video and I was just like, holy moly, that was quick. It wasn't like he was playing around with it for 20 minutes. He just went 2 spins.
Yeah.
Done.
Cool.
Yeah, really cool. I mean, look, proof is in the pudding. And if they send us 20 of them and I can lie down and put them on my back and they can pulse.
Ooh, distribute the back muscles.
Vertical.
Yeah, vertical distribution.
I love a good gadget.
Sonam with the doctor. Sonam, you're dying. You're sending pulses through your body.
Worth it.
Oh, far out. Have you guys ever, you're in a position in your life where you might now have come across a TENS machine? Have you heard of the TENS?
Yeah, for pregnant women.
Correct.
Right? Yeah.
Have you ever used one of them? Have you heard about it? Oh, okay,
It's for
cool.
when women, I mean, it probably has other purposes, but pregnant women will use it when they're going into contractions and that. So it uses pulses on you to help you deal with those contractions.
Confuse the pain essentially. But a lot of people use it for
Interesting.
muscle therapy as well.
Yeah.
Maybe.
As-
Yeah. Is it like electric? Like
Yep.
you stick on and then
Yeah.
it makes your spasm?
So a good
yeah.
friend of ours who actually is working here today, he lent us one. He lent us his one that he actually used for muscle therapy.
Oh, God.
And my partner used it through her pregnancy and then went to give it back to him. And he's like, no.
No, you hold on to that
Nah,
one.
it's yours. It's yours. It's good. All right.
Why? Well, she's not putting it anywhere
Exactly,
weird. It's
exactly.
not.
It was just
Wait, you
with
still got it?
It's probably somewhere. It's probably.
Can
in
you
the
ask?
cupboard.
Because I
I'll ask.
Yeah.
Because
want to put it on my
muscle
muscles.
therapy. Yeah, man.
It's for me. And then the last one is we're just going to briefly recap. The WBC champs were held in March, and the winner was Kei Chion, who is a long-standing member of the community, who's finally won. But he also happens to have a way to win both hearts and minds.
You sent me this. Oh, my God.
Instagram handle of the year, EduKChion.
Oh, my God. That is the best at I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah,
Have you
self-awareness.
got a better one?
Self-awareness at the very top of the funnel there.
Kei Chion. It's like those memes that you get of like people's Facebook names where
Yeah.
you know when.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's done well there. But I look forward to seeing him on the world stage.
Well, you know where I want to look forward to seeing him? On this podcast.
100%.
But he's got all these message requests turned off on his socials. So he's ducking the calls. So we'll need to find his email. I want to get him on the pod.
Surely someone that listens to this has a direct line to him and he can just drop you a DM.
Yeah, if you know him, if he follows you, send him a message and say that it's just Coffee Boys. Want you on the pod?
We need to know more about obviously your story and what you're going to do in Host or Milan this year for the WBC final. And we also just want to know, when did you activate the handle?
I've just got a couple. I just typed in best handles.
Oh, here we go. Give us a list.
I'll just give you a couple. So there's Shaquille.oatmeal. Then I've got at hanging with my gnomies, like gnomes.
What?
Hosier Daddy,
Yeah. Okay.
Fast and the Curious.
So anyway, guys,
So you can see why Education is so
that's
good.
so much better than everything we just got read.
Shaquille O'Neal is pretty funny.
Yeah, Shaquille O'Neal is very good.
I don't know, Tequila Mockingbird. That's very good.
That's all right.
Yeah.
But for what? I mean,
That's
I
a
need to
book.
know. Yeah, I just need to know like what
Tequila.
they're for.
Yeah.
For a
It's
tequila.
for a tequila company.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look, I'm going to say it for that one. That Andy Cook's eps for me goes into the It's Just Coffee Hall of Fame. That's
Yeah,
in the
easily.
top 5 rocking there. I mean, top 3 for sure, but let's just say top 5 because there's some other great ones. I mean, Scott was amazing. Scott Rao. We had Sasha was incredible. There's some great pods out there if you want to go back. Even early days, the old Get a Quailing, Ross Quayle.
Yeah, he's a superstar.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Did you have anything else on the list there?
Look, I think what we just need to kind of talk about more is just like keep sending us more coffee, guys.
Yeah.
There's another table
This is
with
the
no
coffee break, and we haven't got. Oh wait, speaking of, is that Andy's cup?
Yeah, I reckon you could get DNA from that.
Oh, it tastes like Andy. Tastes like success.
But just one
That
last.
was me licking Andy's used espresso cup, by the way.
One last home truth as well, just about the content thing. And Andy, like I get that for a lot of people, it's quite trivial, and they're like, content, whatever. It's like, guys, just remember, behind every creator, there's a life, there's humans, there's a team, there's jobs, there's superannuation, there's holiday pay, there's children. So like, be careful before you comment. Yeah.
That's a nice thing to say.
Yeah.
He's looking out for me.
Yeah.
He's covering me too.
It's mainly for Ro.
No, I mean, Andy, that many followers, you get like, he
Hate.
said that he stopped doing the Babe series because there were so many misogynists and people coming for his partner. Like, that's where you draw the line. That's when it gets tough.
Disgusting,
Like, he
mate.
can take it for himself, but like having it elsewhere is no good. Well, that brings us to the end of another great coffee break. Thank you, boys, for joining us. As always, come on, we put together the Andy Cooks episode. You got to throw us a subscribe for that one.
And a share.
Yeah, and a share. Send it to a friend.
Send it to 2.
Send it to your workplace and send it to 50 people.
Send it to like one of those click farms and pay them to send it out to a lot of people.
Yeah.
No, not that one.
Be the cool person in your business that goes, everyone can learn something from this.
Yeah.
And send it to your entire mailing list.
Send us coffee. Send us the email at hello@itsjustcoffeepod.com and hit us on the socials at It's Just Coffee Podcast. Yeah, we love you guys. We love putting on this pod for you. It's just going to get bigger and better this year. We can't wait. Send us some coffee. We want to drink some coffee on the shows.
I don't think Rowan was lying either about the Jimmy Buckets and the Hoffman thing. I reckon it's.
I'll get Hoffman on the pod.
it's happening. It's happening. We'll make it happen.
Yeah, we'll get Hoffman on there. Butler,
Yeah.
win the championship with the Dubs, with the G State Warriors. Oh, speaking of which, what time is it? That game's about to start.
Quarter past.
116.
Oh, it started 15 minutes ago. All right, guys, we're going to go. Anyway, thanks for listening in. It's Just Coffee. Goodbye.
See ya.
It's just coming. Hey! Must be the money.